your chest, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. So right before I started recording, I had taken off a gel manicure on my girl Angie. Her nails were actually decently long, her natural nails, and the manicure lasted surprisingly like literally almost four weeks. And then it kind of started chipping on the end. So I took that off, and then what you see is just some left that I wanted to finish getting off with a sanding band. And then these, so she wanted to get an acrylic set done for a concert. This was the day before the Kevin Gates concert. So, yeah, so anyway, I'm going in with my prep. You saw me push back the cuticles, which is always the first thing I do, for prep. And then I always go in with my ball bit in reverse. And lately I've started, having my ball bit up a little higher than I used to. And like I said, like pushing it up against the skin, not down on the nail plate. So, that seems to be working perfect. And like I said, I go in reverse and I rotate my e-file as I go around, so that way I can get it all in one direction. Sometimes people will do it in reverse and then forward, and get each side, but I get it all that way. So, and then now one of my favorite parts, we are trimming the cuticles. I don't do this on every client, just on where and who needs it. So sometimes not every nail needs it. And then like, there's always like more that I could definitely cut, to get it all off, but I don't push it. I just get, the majority of it off, and I just leave it at that. I would rather do that than risk nipping my client. But yeah, so, and then now I have my sanding band, and this is a 180 grit zebra sanding band, and I'm going in at 2000 RPMs. And so, I am getting off the rest of the blue and most of the base coat. I didn't feel the need to, because before I did her gel manicure, of course, I put a base coat down. I didn't feel the need to get all of the base coat off. So I just, and then I'm also getting the shine off of the grow out, up towards the cuticle area. So, that's what we're doing in this step. And normally it's just to get the shine off, but because she did have some residue left over, I do focus a little bit longer on the nails than I normally would if it was just a bare nail. But like I said, I kept, majority of the base coat laid down. If some of it was looking like thin or, that it needed to come off, I filed it off, but I was not worried about getting every single piece of base coat off. So anyway, yeah, you guys, we cut her nails down so short. Like, they were such a good length for, natural nails. And then, I think I'm going to try builder gel on her next, because I haven't done builder gel on my channel, and I got some from Madam Glam. So, I think that's what we're going to try next on her natural nails, but I'm trying it on someone somehow. So anyway, yeah, you guys, so I was thinking about doing a beginner series, where I literally like start from the beginning and have like different episodes or whatever, like obviously my first episode would be like all the supplies you need to start practicing nails and stuff. So, what do you guys think about that? I was definitely thinking about doing that. And then obviously I will go into, prep, and then, tips and shaping the tips, and, acrylic application and all that stuff. So what do you guys think about that? And it'll be obviously broken up into different, episodes or videos or whatever. But I was thinking about doing that. I don't have that on my channel. I just really kind of have videos and I explain what I do. Um, okay, and then so she wanted almond, right? And so the easiest way for me to do almond now is I cut it to the length they want, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm measuring it with the other hand. And when I did the other hand, I measured each nail up against each other, but then I also measured like the ring finger with the pointer finger and other nails with other nails just to make sure that they were literally all the same length, right? So then on this hand, I go in and I cut the length, and then I'm coming in and I'm cutting the sides a little bit and then a little bit of those corners. And then that will get it basically to an almond. As you can see, it is definitely an almond. And she wanted more of, not a pointy almond, but not a round fat almond. So that's what we did. And it makes it so much easier to file. You guys, like I used to just cut them down and then just go and start filing. And let me tell you, this way is so much easier. Like, look how fast that was. Um, I think I file. I know I add some real time in here a few times, but I'm not quite sure if I do it on this filing or after the acrylic's laid. But again, as you can see, I am grabbing her other hand and I am putting them next to each other to make sure A, that they are the same length now that I am done filing, and B, that they are like the same shape. And they're like the same type of almond. And also with shaping, like see right here, I'm checking, and that one was definitely longer, so we cut it down and then I reshape it, or not cut it down, file it down. And so, but I also, not only do I look at it with the other hand to make sure that both the hands are cohesive and that they both fit. Look at my big old fluffy hair. I had a top bun on my head, but I also look at like both hands together and then the hand, like each hand, like all the fingers together, because sometimes like if you just focus on each finger and not like look at the hand as a whole, each finger can look different. And so I always make sure that I am checking to make sure that everything is the same. I mean, as close to being the same as can be. So, and then, so when I first started doing nails, one of my clients always, always, always got almond. And for some reason, almonds were so freaking hard for me to do. Like, I could do them, but they were hard and they gave me a hard time. Not only with this part in shaping and getting them all the same and stuff like that, but also when it came to laying the acrylic and then filing the acrylic. And I think I'll go more in depth into that when I like do my little series or whatever. And so, yeah, but anyway, yeah, almonds were not my favorite. I dreaded them, but I started doing them all the time and they became easy. And I feel like that's how it is just with anything in life. If you are struggling to do something, keep on doing it so you get better at it. And especially with nails, some people need to work on Frenchies, some people need to work on shaping, some people, whatever. The more you do it, the better you can get, and the more you can perfect it, okay? And it will get easier, trust me. Like, I used to hate doing Frenchies, and now they're not that bad. Sometimes they give me a hard time, though. Like, some days, my days are off, But also know that, too, that some days you just have off days where your whole fucking nail game is just fucking off. But anyway, so yeah, we have gotten these shaped. I don't know what I was explaining right there, but it was something. But anyway, and then so right here you see me just using my hand file to go over the wings and blend the wings of the nail tip to the natural nail. I used to go in, not I used to, but normally I go in with my e-file. But I feel like, since I already had this in my hand, I just kept going. I'm trying to keep moving, and keep working, because each time you set something down and have to grab a different tool, that just adds a little bit more time. So, Just little things like that I've just been trying to focus on. But I lay acrylic so slow, you guys. Like, that's what I need to work on, okay? Um, I do a nail in real time. And when I watch it at this speed and then I go to watch it in real time, I'm like, holy fucking slowpoke Rachel. Like, I'm just like, God damn. And so that's definitely something that I need to work on. So, okay, this is my dehydrator, which is acetone. I go in twice. I only showed one. There was no point in showing twice. Same with this. This is Protein Bond. And I make sure not to flood the cuticles because that can cause lifting. And you don't want to get primer and product on the skin. So anyway, I go in with 2 coats and I'm kind of like scrubbing it into the nail plate. And that way it's like really getting in there. And I also don't show the second coat, but there is 2 coats. And then I move on to my No Lift Nails primer. And this is an acid-based primer. And I just do 1 coat of this. And again, you want to be really careful with this one because it is an acid-based primer. And it can sting a little bit if you get it on the skin. So it's just really important to make sure that you're paying attention and trying to keep product off the skin as much as possible in every situation. Okay, so now that that's there, I am going in and I am just laying down a very, very, very thin clear layer. I'm going in with some glitters and some milky whites, and because it's not a cover or a clear, I'm just adding a clear layer for strength and to protect the nail. So that's what I'm doing right here, and it's just really, really thin. And then it blends it over the tip so that way my foundation is nice and smooth. So, and it protects the primer and it just helps with adhesion and all that kind of stuff. So I just like to go and do it. And then I go in with my application. So, so I had already done her other hand. But I was just recording just this hand. And at this point, maybe not quite right now, but my room was getting really freaking hot. And I start noticing probably like halfway through on the application on this hand, and I'm like, ooh wee. And I just didn't adjust my time. Like I just kept working with it the same. Okay, so this is real time, I guess. Look at me nice and slow. Oh, I think I keep all this real time. This whole part real time. But anyway, so I am picking up a decent size bead it's a milky white. And with the pinkies, I like to set it sideways, how I did, just because the pinkies are so small. And then I push it back and tuck it back into the cuticle. And before I set it down, though, I make sure that it is polymerized and ready to go. So then when I set it down, I am able to tuck it in the cuticles and then slowly bring it down. And then I'm able to bring it to the edge right here and take off the excess. And like with it being almond, like the tips right here are what used to give me a hard time, like getting them right or whatever, or the acrylic. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'll have to explain it differently in a different video. But so anyway, I went in with that main bead. Some nails I was able to just do like 1 or 2 beads, and then some needed a little bit more. So I felt like it needed a little bit more here in the cuticle. In the video, it didn't really look like it, because I am putting clear over these. So I was not building it with structure necessarily, but I'm guessing because I put another bead there that the cuticle needed just more of a solid color. And so yeah, so okay. And then another thing that I did different on this set is normally I, go through and I do, like if I'm doing colored acrylic or whatever, or glitters, whatever, I do all of those. And then when I'm done with all the fingers, I go in with clear. But this time I just went in with the clear after each finger. Like right now, I'm going in with the clear. And I just added a very thin layer of the clear. Or if I needed to build it up a little more, then I did that then. But for shorter nails, I do like to keep them on the thinner side. They don't need to be thick and bulky. That was another thing I struggled with short nails was they were just fat. Like they were chunky, man. So anyway, so I feel like that seemed to help time wise too. Being able to cap it after each nail was done rather than going back through, right? So anyway, so this is in real time, you guys. I thought just switch it up. I do work so slow, so freaking slow. And I'm okay with it because there wasn't that much filing. So, I'm just going to kind of explain this nail again, and then I will let you guys watch for a little bit. So with this one, I lay my bead down, and then I am flattening the top part of the bead so that way when I lay the next bead, it blends easier. And then I have waited for it to polymerize, so now I can bring it down without it getting stuck to my brush or completely just wiping off. And I bring it down, I bring the extra down to the edge, and I take off the extra. So, and it's nice and smooth. And then when I go to set my next bead down, you'll see I set it right on top of that first one where it is smoothed out towards the top, right? So, I used to not kind of smooth out the back part of the bead, but it made my nails a little bit more lumpy bumpy, and so I have definitely started doing that, right? And that seems to help. Oh, this little thing was pissing me off, dude. I was getting so irritated with this little fucker. Normally, I would have just kept it there and then filed it off. But because I was putting clear over it, I was like, nah, let's just get it off. I don't want it being weird. So, it is harder. Not harder. It is different getting the excess off of an almond nail than it is like a stiletto or a square or a coffin, in my opinion, for me at least. So anyway, you guys, and then so here I am, I'm going in with another bead, and like I said, I'm gonna place it. See, like right now I'm waiting for it to polymerize, kind of tapping it, getting it ready, and then I'm setting it on, and I wipe my brush off immediately, and then now I'm pushing it back into the cuticle and tucking it in, and I'm making sure that it is right up against the cuticle but not flooding. Oh, I think maybe this is where I started realizing it was a little warm in my room. But anyway, yeah, right here. So I got it tucked into the cuticle, and then now I am blending it down, and because it was a little warmer, I had to put a little bit more pressure on there to get that blend, but that's okay. It blended, and we made it work. So that is what I gotta say on this acrylic application for now. I'm using my size 10 Koopa brush. That's been my go-to lately. I've been doing more shorter nails, so I am just gravitating more towards my smaller brush. But anyway, so yeah, now I'm going in with some clear, and we're going to keep doing that. And then obviously the ring finger is going to be a different acrylic. So I will let you guys kind of watch this for a little bit, and I will come back on. All right, I'm back. Okay, so this is still in real time, obviously, and this is a glow glitter from Glam and Glitz. I believe it's called Halo. This is one of my absolute favorite freaking glitters. I've used it quite a few times on my channel and on clients and stuff. And it's just so pretty. It is so, so, so pretty. I do show a picture at the end of it glowing. And even if it didn't glow, like, this glitter is freaking gorgeous, okay? So yeah, we're gonna go in and do the glitter just on this nail. And both of her hands are the same. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for supporting my channel. I want to welcome all my new subscribers, and welcome any new viewers, even if you're not subscribed. I just want to welcome you and thank you to my channel. If there's anything that you want to see specifically or have any questions about anything or whatever, just let me know, and we will get a video made of that. But yeah, like I said earlier, I do want to do, it's cold. I do want to do a kind of like a beginner's series and just start back at the basics. I know there's hundreds and hundreds of videos out there of that, but not on my channel. So, I am going to get started on that here shortly, actually, within the next week or so. And start getting those up. So anyway, so thank you to everybody very, very much. I appreciate you all. And brain fart. Yep. Thanks. Oh my god, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, all right. Well, fucking thanks everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. Liking the video definitely helps my channel out. And leave a comment if you want. If you have any questions, definitely leave them below. Any feedback, whatever. I'm open to it all. So just don't be a dick. We don't like dick energy over here, okay? But anyway. So yeah, I'm actually basically ready to fill my nails, either fill them or completely redo them. This dangle charm has lasted and I fuck with it all the time, as you can hear. But I have to tape it up when I shower because it's fucking irritating. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to do a fill and just paint over these acrylic ombres, or if I'm just going to take them off and redo them. I might at least do one fill just so I'm not taking them off and restarting over. But anyway, guys, Thanksgiving is next week. Every year my mom and my stepdad go to Vegas to visit his parents. So then I end up house sitting for her and her dogs. It used to be easier years ago when I lived with her, but now that I don't. But it's okay because my mom has always done a lot for me and Brad, so I don't mind going and house sitting, but I'm taking full advantage of it because she has a really big house and she has double ovens and a really nice kitchen, and I'm about to go on a baking and candy making mission. I'm going to be there for like 5 days, I believe. So and then so we just do Thanksgiving over there every year, and normally Danny and Myra will come with us. But this year it is just going to be me and Brad and possibly my dad. I try to get him to come over every year. It's a hit or a miss with him. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. So if my dad doesn't end up coming, I think we might just go to the casino and have Thanksgiving there and gamble. Yeah. Okay, so this is real time. Yep, right here, real time. And I just wanted to show the filing in real time just so you guys could just kind of see it a little bit better. So I start out and I kind of separate the skin from like the acrylic corners right there. And then when I'm filing underneath, I like to use the curved side of my file so that way I don't put a notch in right there and create a weak spot. And then now I go from the sides and I bring my way up. And so, but I'm doing like a up down kind of motion. And then I go over the nail and then I go to the other side and bring that basically towards the center. And then I keep rotating, okay? Like I don't just focus on one area. I keep rotating. Like you'll see me go in a rotation by going under and then on the sides, the top, under, sides, top, free edge, whatever. So that way I'm not spending too much time in one area and making it lopsided, but then also just because you keep looking at it from different angles and you see where needs to be filed, what needs to be perfected, smoothed out, whatever. So okay, now we're back up to sped up. So, but anyway, yep, same filing routine. I have started filing on my nails slightly different lately, but I'll explain that in a different video when I'm like, I think I'm going to do these videos in real time and not do voiceovers. I think it'll be easier for me to explain stuff that way. Yeah. But anyway, you guys, so this is my basic normal filing routine. I have the same routine. I always follow it and it just becomes a routine, I guess. I don't know what else to say about it. And yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna let you guys kind of watch this and I'll pop back on here in a little bit. All right, so as you guys have just saw, I am going in with my 5-in-1, and I'm going in first and foremost and sealing the cuticles, and then I am going over the rest of the nail to further smooth it out. And if anything else needs to be worked on or smoothed out or whatever, then I will get it at that point. And like you just saw right there, I constantly look at the nails from different angles, like all the time. And when you do that, you'll really be surprised at where you see that you need to file. Because it'll look okay from one angle, and then you look at it from the side angle or down the barrel, basically, and you're like, oh shit. So, I always make sure that I do that, and so we're doing that, and I'm pretty sure my e-file right now is on like 13,000, around there, yeah. And then I decided to use the Melody Susie dust collector throughout all the filing of this set. Normally I just do it when I'm doing like a fill and I'm doing that like main removal part, but this time I just decided to use it for the whole thing. So it definitely worked. But the touch buttons on the side, dude, my boobs be turning them off, my freaking e-file cord be turning it off, like everything just be randomly touching it, turning it off, dude. But anyway, so now I'm going over with my sanding band, and that is, I am just going over the entire nail to smooth out the marks that the e-file left, or the 5-in-1 left. And that's like, I'm not really doing anything else. Like, this is literally just to further smooth out the top and get out any dents or any marks from the 5-in-1. So, and again, I continue to look at the hand as a whole and make sure that everything is just looking good. And I'm using my e-file at 10,000 RPMs right here. And I just further go around, seal the cuticles, and then I just go over the whole nail and move on. And so I do buff in this video, and like I said, I feel like I've been buffing a lot more recently. I'm not quite sure if it is making that noticeable of a difference, but I'm just trying to get rid of them, so why not? Anyway, so yeah, there's not much, I mean, obviously there's a few minutes left in the video, but we're not doing any nail art or anything. She wanted to keep them just very, simple and pretty. So we kept it the milky white, and then with the glow glitter, and then it was needing something else at the end. I was like, dude, we need something else. So I threw in some rhinestones for her on the house, because that's my girl, and why not? And so I had her pick out the rhinestones that she wanted, and yeah. So I still have my Macart gem glue that I've had since the beginning of my nail journey. And let me tell you, this glue is amazing. I've tried a few other gem gel glues, and they did not work like this. I swear by that Macart gem glue. It does leave a tacky layer though, but they do have another one. But I feel like it's slightly different consistency too. But anyway, that one is no wipe. I forget what it's called, but it's in a similar bottle. It's just the applicator tip is different. But yeah, this thing has held up for years, and it's amazing. So I am going in with just a teeny tiny dot, and I am putting the rhinestones on. And these are rhinestones I got from Temu, and they're plastic. And instead of having like on the flat part having like a iridescent color right there, they have an iridescent film over the top. And they are, like I said, plastic. And so with these ones, I learned, oh wait, real quick. So I'm taking my cleanup brush, and I'm just kind of blending out the glue that was around the rhinestone so it doesn't look like a big like bulge or whatever, and then I am now making sure that it is pushed in there. And so it's basically sealed around it, right? So but yeah, with these they have a film over them, and I found out that if you don't top coat them, which normally I don't top coat rhinestones, but for these ones I do, because it keeps that film on there. Because once the, like, if the film falls off, which it will eventually, it just looks like a basic color. It loses that iridescent. And so with these, oh, look at that glitter. It's so beautiful. With these rhinestones, I just top coat the whole thing and then keep it looking shiny, and they keep that film on there, and they keep it all good. So it definitely feels weird putting top coat over rhinestones. It feels very weird. It feels wrong. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this, but anyway, and then this is my Madame Glam no wipe top coat. My discount code Rachel35 will be in the description, and my link as always. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Stay tuned. In just a second I will show you the end result, the glow. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you again.